That's right, Malibu Dan, episode 16. Happy wife, happy life. It's
Bumbaclot.
Whoa, big up yourself, Malibu Dan. Boy. Oh God, I'm sorry, everyone. We were watching the Chet Hanks the Chet Hanks video that came out like a year and a half ago. And I promised Johnny, I was like, I don't want to talk with a Jamaican accent on this episode like Chet Hanks because it's so tempting to do that. And then immediately out the gate, we're just, Butty boy! It's not, what a disaster this has already been.
We apologize. I wanted Zachariah to feel a little bit better by breaking the ice and going Bumbaclot.
It's
but
true.
I almost feel worse.
I learned a very important thing from this Jamaican girl I used to work with, and that is if you tell someone to go suck their mother, or if you go like, go suck your mother, it's like a very big insult. So don't ever say that to a Jamaican person or anybody from the island like Sean Paul. Do you remember when Adrian Brody was hosting SNL and Sean Paul was the guest, and then he came out with the wig and was like, respect your neck, big up yourself. And then they never invited him back.
Yeah, he's banned, I think.
I think you're right, yeah. Anyway, it's just, that's the kind of show we're having here. Racist, I guess.
Yeah, racism. We'd like to touch on racism from time to time. You could say, go suck your mother to like somebody from China, though. They wouldn't understand.
You could say it to me, right to my face, and I'd go, that's not an insult to me. I don't really care about that. I'm not too concerned about sucking my mother. Thank you very much. So, you're a blood clot. How's that sound? That's a big insult too, apparently. Has something to do with periods, I think? I don't know. I could be wrong. She said a lot of things to me, and maybe she was just lying to me because I'm a dumb white boy. You feel me?
I do not feel you.
Okay.
And I feel like you're a very smart white boy.
No, me not.
Tell me what Yizz is.
Yizz! Y'all, we're selling Yizz. It's like an Arnold Palmer, but the ratios are off. And you're going to go, this doesn't taste very good. I'd rather drink an Arnold Palmer. Well, too bad you're drinking Yizz. How does that sound?
What is Yizz? Yizz is.
Yeah, it'll be like a Bo Knows ad campaign where it's like, what is Yizz? Yeah. Yizz is.
If you get the ratio, you get $1 million worth of Yizz.
You get a Yizz shower every day for a week. John and Zach will come to your house and shower you with Yizz.
Should we get those like camping shower bags and sell Yizz in those?
That's a great idea. That should be exclusively how we sell Yizz. Or we could do that, or a camel bag. I mean, I don't want to sell it in just a container. We got to sell it in a fancy container. So an outdoor shower bag is a great idea. Where that's like kind of where you have to like string it up in like a bucket and you stand under it. Is that how that works?
Yeah, you hook it up onto a tree limb and then you just let the sun heat it up, which you want to do with good Yizz.
Exactly. Yeah, Yizz is meant to be served warm. It's not a cold drink. It's like a summer, or it's like a winter drink, or more like a fall drink. It's like horchata. You don't want to drink it ice cold. You want to have a little bit of warmth in it.
Yeah, you just want it to rain down over you and then get a bit in your mouth.
Yeah, you want to, you start with a bit, but then you want to fill your mouth to bursting with Yizz and slosh it around.
Yeah, you want to play with it. You don't want to go fully in right away. You want to wet your beak or your hair as it is.
Exactly. You want to have a Yizz mustache by the end of this whole ordeal.
But we should definitely have a what Yizz is contest.
We should get Doug Gilmore to do commercials for us with a Yizz mustache, and we go, hey, Dougie, what's your secret? And he goes, I chug Yizz every day. All day long, I'm just chugging gallons of Yizz. I'm like Rod Stewart over here.
Yeah, we'll have him in like oversized hockey equipment, like way too big.
Oh, so he looks like a child wearing his dad's equipment or something like that. Yeah. We get like 5XL equipment.
Maybe like gray up his hair too.
Yeah, so it's a real Benji Button, the Yizz head situation.
Benji Button is exactly what I was thinking about. This is why we do this show.
We both love Yizz. We got Yizz on the brain, and we're a couple of Butty boys. I brought it back, y'all.
Why? Why?
Cancel us. Cancel this show for doing Jamaican accents in jest for stupid nothing reasons. Because Chet Hanks did it, and that's cool.
Cancel culture has not gotten far enough, and it starts with us and Yizz.
Exactly. It should be affecting nobody podcasters. That's who it should be coming down on. Yizzing down on, as they say in Hollywood.
Make us somebodies out there.
Have you ever been standing outside and like a warm rain falls on you and you look up and it's just R. Kelly yizzing on you from a helicopter?
Yeah. Yeah. I honestly forgot about that joke.
It's one of my favorites. It's one of the hardest I've ever laughed doing stand-up comedy. It's your joke. It's not my joke. Just for the listeners' sake, so they know I didn't come up with that. I added the Yizz, but that's it.
Yeah, you added the Yizz, but the Yizz counts.
Exactly. Yeah. My Yizz count is, the doctors told me my Yizz count is off the charts. They were like, we've never seen this much Yizz in a man before.
This guy's got Yizz.
Oh, this guy's filled to the brim with Yizz. My doctor, he leaned out into the hallway to yell at the nurses. Nurse, get in here. This guy's got so much Yizz.
And I just looked at my doctor and I was like, how do you know what Yizz is?
There's the commercial. Perfect.
Commercial, yeah,
yep.
Exactly.
Yizz. Pure Boys presents Yizz. Hot, frothing Yizz. Grab a mug of Yizz.
I think all of our commercials for Yizz should start in the doctor's office.
That's a good call. Yeah. The doctor holds up a cup and goes, I need you to fill this with Yizz. And then you hold up like a double gulp and you go, I brought my own. And you slam it down on the table in front of him. And he goes, that's too much Yizz. Nurse, get in here.
And then Doug Gilmore in oversized hockey equipment skates into the doctor's office.
But it's
and
not...
goes,
yeah.
Yizz is it.
the Yizz is in.
The Yizz is in.
He goes, give me that. He goes, give me that Yizz, and he grabs the double gulp and chugs it all in one go. And like when he finishes chugging, he goes, like he was holding his breath the whole time.
Worth it.
Chugs so much Yizz, he passes out and hits his head on the ground really hard.
Yeah, thumbs up.
We go,
Dougie Gilmore.
Yes, he's being carried out on a stretcher. We go, Dougie. How's that Yizz? And he gives us a thumbs up and then is loaded into an ambulance and taken away.
Yizz is in. I love it.
Me too. Listeners, how much do you hate this segment already? How has this been the most off-putting episode of Midweek Freak Treat you've ever listened to, where we immediately started talking in Jamaican accents and then talked about Yizz for 7 minutes uninterrupted?
This is the fourth most I've smiled in like a year, so...
Nice. I'd love to get a rundown of the first 3 times.
I think, well, it was
we
were talking about Yizz the first time. That's
right.
Number one for sure. Of
course, yeah.
And then, I don't know, the other two is probably when I farted and woke up my wife.
That's true, yeah. And then another one was like a beach or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I get hilarious beaches.
Yeah, she's always yelling into it. Give me the Yizz, give me the Yizz. And you're like, I don't like when you talk like that. I hate that voice during sex. It's awful.
Yeah, but I laugh.
Yeah, of course. Well, it's funny, right? You gotta laugh. What's sex if not filled with laughter? If you're not laughing while you're having sex, what are you even doing with your life?
Or crying.
No, crying comes after.
Excess of...
Laughter is during, crying is immediately after. Is that not how everybody does it?
Tears are a good lube.
That's true. Tears in heaven.
Well, happy wife, happy life.
Hey, this week we're talking about episode 16, Happy Wife, Happy Life. And hey, if you want to see a perfect encapsulation of what Malibu Dan the Family Man is, if somebody asks you, hey, Yizz Head, what's Malibu Dan the Family Man? Show me the perfect episode of this show. You go, no problem. Episode 16, Happy Wife, Happy Life, or episode 3 of Malibu Dan Reloaded.
2.
No, 3.
1.
Blast off. Happy Wife, Happy... You just show them this. Jeez, that's what I was getting at. You just show them this. You show them this episode of Happy Wife, Happy Life, and they'll go, oh, this has everything you need.
I'm sorry I took away from your, your steamrolling.
It's okay.
But...
You got me pegged. You got me pegged.
I just needed to, get your cadence in motion.
No, you're right. And you know what? I do it to you all the time. So I shouldn't be taking it as hard as I am. I apologize. I was steamrolling
I love that you steamroll. It's my favorite thing about you.
That can't be true. That's nobody's favorite thing about me, especially the listeners. They tell me all the time. They go, Zach, we want you to shut the frick up and let Jonathan run with it and tell us all about his Yizz adventures.
But you started counting down. You said 5, 4, 3, and then I had to keep going.
You're right.
I can't. If somebody starts a countdown, I need it to finish, or else my life is fricked.
That's fair. I mean, I get it. You turn on and off light switches constantly. You're constantly, checking and rechecking the locks on your door. I get it, man. I understand.
Do you recheck the locks on your door?
No, man. I don't do that. I trust myself. I go, no, I locked it. And then sometimes I didn't, and I go, well, could have got murdered. Oh well. But I live in a loft, so it's like, hey, humble brag, I live in a loft. So it's like less likely that someone's just gonna like walk into my place, right? If you live in a house on a street, sure, there's weirdos walking around all the time, but like someone has to get in the front door of the building I live in first before they can even think about getting into anybody's apartment. So I'm not too worried about it.
You have another level of security.
Exactly. And ever since the cokeheads upstairs got arrested and hauled off to jail, I don't worry about anybody in the building anymore. Did you notice?
You could have got coke, though.
Could have. Didn't want to. Did you notice that there are boogie boards on the stairs in Malibu Dan's house? Do you think they go boogie boarding?
Since macaroni and sneeze. No, I don't think they ever go boogie boarding.
I'm saying, like, do you think in an episode we're going to see Dan in some swim trunks, topless, going boogie boarding? That's what I want to see.
Isn't that the dream? Like, them at the beach would be my ultimate Yizz fantasy.
Because I know Kate would be wearing a 2-piece bathing suit, but she'd have, like, one of those white, like, kind of like a beach dress type of thing, or like a crappy oversized t-shirt. Like she'd look like Doug Gilmore in a Yizz commercial. And really, that's my fantasy.
That's your fantasy.
Yeah, Kate in hockey,
like an oversized moo on Kate.
No, Kate in like oversized Doug Gilmore hockey gear. That's my fantasy. Wearing skates
like
on the beach.
With his number and like Leafs clothing.
Gilmore, right across the back. Was he a Maple Leaf? I don't even know. He must have been, hey?
Oh, yeah, he was. He was one of my favorites.
Oh, well. All right, let's get a top 5 of all your favorite Maple Leafs. Thomas Cujo. Curtis
Doug
Joseph.
Gilmore. Felix Potvin.
Yeah, the cat.
Wendell Clark, I guess, because he was from
dumb
Chinese.
Yeah. Curtis Joseph.
And that's it.
Curtis
that's
Ty Domi. Curtis Joseph. That's the only time
Ty Domi could ball.
Yeah, he was a cool guy. God, we're 13 minutes into this episode. We haven't even talked about Happy Wife, Happy... We got to get back on track. We're out of our minds.
Yeah.
It's a late night recording. We're yelling about Yizz. Speaking in Jamaican patois, this is embarrassing. We're going to have to delete this episode, re-record the whole thing.
Patois. You better not say patois and try to get back on topic because you're giving me a boner.
So there's a merry prankster in the office at the Malibu Dan studios. I don't know if you noticed that. Somebody made Nicole and Holiday look like absolute total Yizz heads by putting a sticker on their toaster that said voice activated. This
has been going around the internet, and it's quite hilarious.
It is the best prank for seeing how dumb your friends and family are, because if the toaster doesn't look any different except for a piece of paper, a handwritten note that says, I am now voice activated, and if your wife or your partner tries to voice activate your toaster, divorce them, because they're at the very least, don't have kids with them and pass on those genes.
Yeah, don't pass on genes, guys.
No, God, no. And you know what? Don't pass on genes either. Like, if someone's offering you jeans, take those jeans. Jeans are great.
Depends how much they are. Like, how much are these jeans? Are they ripped? Are they just ripped?
I bought a pair of jeans the other day off Garage Sale, and they did not fit me well. They were the right size, but they were a weird cut, and they just like they were like low-rise jeans. They were men's jeans, but they were like a low-rise jean, and they didn't look very good on me at all. So I'm reselling them, because what else can I do? Also, by the time this comes out, maybe I've already sold them. Who knows? This is coming out literally 11 weeks after we recorded it, so who knows anymore?
Have you ever had jeans that made your butt look good?
Yeah, that pair that I'm talking about, they were very tight, and my wife was like, let me see that butt, and so I did a little dance, and she was like, looks good, and I went, well, I can't tell, so I got a Hank Hill butt, though.
Well, just suffer
so.
through them then.
No, man, no, they make everything else look bad. They make my butt look good, everything else looks bad.
Well, okay, so this is what you need to do.
Yeah.
You need to get in them jeans.
Yeah.
You need to take a couple of snaps of the butt.
Sure.
Put it on OnlyFans.
Sure.
Then sell the pants.
That's a great idea. And I'm going to make sure that I'm barefoot in those photos and like kind of tilting my foot up so you can see the sole of it. Now we're talking.
Yeah.
Now we're selling jeans.
So it's congruous with the other things that we're selling.
Yeah. I'm dipping my foot in a bucket of Yizz for everyone to see. Homemade Yizz. Whoa, what if we call it Zach and Johnny's Homemade Yizz?
It's a mouthful, but it's a mouthful
Hey.
I'm willing to take.
That's a great slogan. Zach and Johnny's Homemade Yizz. It's a mouthful, but it's a mouthful I'm willing to take.
There we go.
That's the product. Hey, y'all. Big Farty Marty Dankel is back, and he's looking better than ever in this episode. He has a new beard. He's got no hat. He's got a fat chain. He is looking glowed up as heck. I think this is the best big fat Farty Marty's ever looked.
I thought the exact opposite. I even put in my notes, Farty Marty is looking fartier than ever. I think we had different glasses on than when we watched this show.
I don't think so. I think Big Farty Marty Dankel came in and I was like, big up yourself, Farty Marty.
He is Jamaican me crazy.
He is Jamaican me crazy. He's very afraid of being gay, and he's really trying to convince Dan that, like, men are men and women are trying to turn men into women, so we need to be more manly. What's manlier than two men kissing? That's very manly, Dan.
Yeah, this is the A plot of this episode too, and
which is just the A plot of the first episode of the series.
Yeah. Don't be friends with your wife. Be a man.
Exactly. Hate your wife.
Don't go to cooking stuff.
No, don't go to cooking classes. Even if Big Farty Marty Dankel's wife, Jess, puts them on, don't go to them. It's not worth it. We can't afford Robin Gibbons, so we're never going to see Jess again. But we'll talk about her, but we're never going to see her again. I promise you that.
I'm surprised they didn't do a painting night. Everybody's doing painting nights nowadays.
Yeah, and they're very...
Well, not nowadays.
No, God, no. But they're very memey on this show, Like, one of the pranksters filled Holiday's office with pictures of Nicolas Cage. Isn't that a funny thing, right?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And apparently...
I would laugh at that if I was in an office setting and somebody did that to a friend or foe.
Or you.
I would laugh.
What if someone did it to you, though? Would you laugh?
I would go insane. I do not like pranks on me.
I would go full-on postal on everyone in that office.
Yeah, I don't have a sense of humor, and I don't like things on my things.
And you hate your wife, just like a man should.
Well, I don't want to be her friend, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, because if you become a woman's friend, then you're no longer her man, and you need to be her man and not her girlfriend,
Which is the sentiment of this episode. We're not just talking Yizz. We're talking biz.
Exactly. Yeah, the Christian biz of Malibu Dan the Family Man. What did you think of Bam Wallet's new office? Bam Wallet's is in this episode.
It's worse somehow. Like, it's better, but it's worse.
It's way worse. It's like it's like a big empty room. It's a me Bam Wallets. It's a big, so I can do that voice, but I can't go, it's a me Bam Wallets. No, that's still Italian.
Italians are still on the chopping block. We can still make fun of them as far as I know.
That's fair. Yeah, and they are on the chopping block. You're next, Italians. You better watch yourself. It's Bam Wallet's office is like bigger, but also empty. And they made his desk smaller and they put it in the middle of the room. Before it was like, oh, his desk is near the window, but he doesn't face the window when you look out the window when you're looking at Bam. Now his desk is just in the middle of this giant room and there's nothing else in it. So it's just a big empty room with a tiny desk. It's a weird choice.
All the updates have made a lot of sense so far, pretty much, except for Bam Wallet's office. Like when they do any scenes in Dan's house, I just love how the house makes sense now.
Yeah, I love the new set. I have in my notes several times. I really like Reloaded. Like they got it together with Reloaded. It is a better series than the first run for sure.
Yeah, they get a little wacky. Although I feel like Bam's scene here comes flat. Did they explain why Dan's in his office at all, other than just a random meeting with Bam?
Like literally minutes before he has to go on air so that Bam Wallace can scream at him, "Do you want to be my tighty whities, Dan?" And then they just scream that back and forth at each other. And he's talking about buttresses and screaming about Dan being his I don't know, spandex, his lederhosen, his tighty whities. And the fake audience is loving it. But, I wasn't. It was fine.
Yeah, the computer was really loving it, which concerns me because AI.
Oh, great movie. Decent, okay movie. Not a. I spoke too soon. It's an okay movie. Haley Joel Osment's good. Jude Law is good. The rest of it's okay.
Jude Law can get it.
Yeah, I agree. Did you like that they have a new laugh track that is like a real sitcom's laugh track now, and not just one guy going? It's like a real laughter. This was recorded in the 2000s, not in like the 1950s. It's very impressive.
Yeah, they must have got a real showrunner. It's the only thing that can make sense.
Yeah. And they fired Tommy Blaze as showrunner, said, keep writing those scripts, make them wackier though. We want Nicole to scream up at the heavens at one point, "Curse you, mad prankster!" And I went, that's too much. That's too wacky. Dial the wackiness back a little bit.
We want Kate in more silk panties.
Oh, we want Kate in rompers. Oh my goodness. That look at the end when she's got that like one piece on. Woo! That's a good look on Kate.
I don't know why I said silk panties. I guess just what my brain came up with.
I get it. Yeah, you got your brain's floating in Yizz. I understand. You got so much Yizz your eyeballs are white.
I need to get more Yizz. Where can I get more Yizz?
Head on over to the Pure Boys OnlyFans to get your Zach and Johnny's homemade Yizz. It's a mouthful, but it's a mouthful I'll gladly take, or whatever our slogan was.
We'll write it down.
Hey, here's something I noticed about this episode. They have this like gay man on the show who is like telling Dan how to please women and how he needs to like be a better husband. And he says to him, "Happy wife, happy life. But no happy husband because nothing rhymes with husband." And then he says, ask yourself this, Dan. Do I want to be right or do I want to be happy? And I went, that tickles something in my brain. I've heard that exact sentence before. I've heard all of those sentences before. So I did a little Googling. And if you'll indulge me for literally 1 minute here, I'm going to play us a clip that's probably going to get us banned off YouTube, but it's worth it. This is a bit from Christian comedian Jeff Allen from Just for Laughs. So I'm going to play it for you. It's just an audio clip. Here it is.
All right. Well, I got to mention 2 weeks from tonight, my wife and I will celebrate our 16th wedding anniversary. Thank you. And I've only learned one thing in 16 years of marriage, and I'll share it with you. Happy wife, happy life.
Crowd's loving it.
And if you're married, you already know that. And if you're not married, you might want to write it down. And not on a flimsy piece of paper. You go out and get a stone tablet and a chisel, boy. Be number 11 if you count them.
Christian.
My father tried to tell me in his own way 16 years ago before he sent me off on my honeymoon. Stopped me at the church. He said, "Son, I have only one piece of marital advice for you. Before you argue with your new wife, and believe me, you will argue with her. Before you do, stop and ask yourself 2 questions. Do you want to be right or do you want to be happy?"
Got him.
There it is. They just almost literally word for word stole Jeff Allen's bit and put it in this show, and they didn't even have the decency to hire Christian comedian Jeff Allen to play the marriage counselor guy who wrote the book, and his name is Cale something or other. I'm very upset. Clearly didn't resonate with you,
sure
but I'm
he
upset
didn't
about
write this episode?
He didn't.
He seems like a guy who would write an episode of Malibu Dan.
No, Jeff Allen was not involved with this episode as far as I can tell. And it rattles me that they stole this man's bit and just wholesale used it on the show without any credit for him.
We're coming for you. This is a whole Louis C.K. situation.
That's right. Well, it's not that kind of situation at all. It's not. Hey, listeners, for the record, it is not a Louis C.K. situation. You can, maybe for Johnny, but not for Zach.
It's a Louis C.K. situation.
It is not a Louis C.K. It is not. I swear to you, this is not. We don't do that kind of stuff here. We talk about Yizz a lot, but that's the only line that we cross.
Stealing jokes.
Oh, I thought you meant the other Louis C.K. situation.
There's another Louis C.K. situation?
Yeah,
we won't get into
that. He kept talking like this, buddy boy.
Did you recognize who was on the couch? Who Cam Softman is?
Well, it wasn't Jeff Allen, I'll tell you that much. Who was it?
It was Fat Scott Aukerman.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, yeah,
it was not Fat Scott Aukerman.
Yeah, it was.
I don't think so, man. I don't think
100%.
so, Tim. I don't think so, Tim. I don't think it was. I'm stonewalling you here because you wouldn't back me up on Jeff Allen. I always have your back on anything, and you wouldn't back me up on Jeff Allen, and it hurt my feelings.
What didn't I back you up on?
You didn't get as mad as I was about Jeff Allen and the wholesale theft of his clean Christian material that I saw on Just for Laughs when I was 9 years old in 1996 and remembered it in 2021. You weren't even impressed by that, and it breaks my heart in two.
First of all, I was about to, but I said Louis C.K., and it got me off. It didn't get me off.
It got you off. This is the last episode of this show. I'm closing down our OnlyFans. I'm chugging all the Yizz on camera for one last great video, and then that's it. Me and Jeff Allen are hitting the road.
It was Fat Scott Aukerman doing a French accent.
It was it? It didn't look like Fat Scott Aukerman, though.
That's because they had him all Frenched up, and
I don't think it was Fat Scott Aukerman. You're talking about...
He is in an episode of Malibu Dan.
You're talking about Amerigeddon's Fat Scott Aukerman was in this episode.
And he's a French dude with glasses. I don't know if he had glasses on or not.
Are you for real right now? That's blowing my mind.
Sure.
That's amazing. That's even more impressive than Mia from Like a Country Song showing up. I'm blown. I'm always surprised when the Christian cinematic universe gets a little smaller and people start crossing over into other things like, whatever. But I shouldn't be, because of course, like I said, it's a small self-contained universe. Everybody knows everyone. If they had a bigger budget and hadn't blown it all on Victoria Jackson and Eric Estrada, Kevin Sorbo would have shown up on an episode by now.
Oh, man, wouldn't that be a cream?
Right? Or at least Dean Cain. I'd take a Dean Cain over Kevin Sorbo any day. Give us a Dean Cain.
I can't believe we haven't done a Dean Cain or Kevin Sorbo.
Well, you say that, but by the time this comes out, we might have.
We might have.
There's a
Very
lot of...
much might have. Although we have our whole summer plan not to... Little exclusive. Actually, this will be after.
Yeah, we're 2 or 3 weeks into it at this point. So you've already figured out what our summer plan is. So guess what? It's for the next 3 months. Buckle in. It's all summer long, losers. Strap in. It's going to be a wild, wild ride. That's a reference to what we're doing.
We're going to go insane.
Yeah. Is there anything else we need to talk about? I mean, this episode...
Party Marty's back.
Yes.
Sam Waltz is back.
Yes.
They're probably gone forever now.
They call Dan the Caveman Marshall, which is a great nickname. I really liked it.
Somebody puts mayonnaise in donuts, which is just a darn shame.
Not just somebody. Stupid old Chuck from accounting does it.
Well, Arlen comes in with the plate of donuts with mayonnaise, so he does it originally. So I don't know. They fricked up.
You know what? The way that scene at the end plays out, where Reggie comes into the room and eats an Oreo and is disgusted by it, makes me think that Chuck from accounting filled Oreos with mayonnaise, which is you would see right through that immediately. There's no way you could trick someone with that.
There's no way you could harden mayonnaise enough to make it look like Oreos. Well,
yeah, especially when he comes out from under the table and he has a giant oversized syringe filled with mayonnaise. What do you do? And there's 30 cookies on that plate. So what, you just sat there all morning just pumping mayonnaise into Oreos? I don't think so, Chuck. Do your job and, crunch those numbers.
Everybody thought it was Reggie, and they were all dead wrong. It was Chuck from accounting.
Yeah.
And he's the best.
No, I hate Chuck from accounting. He's without a doubt my least favorite character on this show. I hate that he's been in more Reloaded episodes than regular episodes. That it bothers me so much. Get him out of here. Don't promote him to series regular. We don't need more Chuck. He was fine once, and then the episode where he signed away Holiday's parking spot, that was funny. That's kind of the pinnacle of his career on this show. We don't need more of them.
For me, it's Chuck from accounting at the top, then
You're
Emily,
fricked. You're fricked,
then Nicole.
Bud. That's insane. Well, okay, Nicole, sure. Okay, number 3. I get that one. Yeah, she's up there for me too. Hey,
Emily's pretty good too.
Yeah, as far as child, she's good in this episode when Kate comes home and Dan's like, "Hey, don't you have some homework to do?" She's like, "Yeah, that's my cue. I got you. I'm out of here." Like, she literally says, "That's my cue." And I went, Hollywood.
She was like 2 feet taller this episode, which was weird.
She's going through puberty, man. She's a young woman. She's gonna have a quinceañera on the show soon. You're pulling at your neck as if I said something wrong, but she's gonna have a quinceañera at some point.
Yeah, she's gonna have a quinceañera at some point.
Wait, what did you think of Big Farty Marty Dankel's line when he said, "The only thing I'll wax ever again is my automobile"? What else?
What is that alluding to?
Yeah, like what else were you waxing, Big Farty Marty? Like I don't understand. I don't get it.
His legs?
Your beehole?
Ooh, probably.
Maybe his head because he's bald, but like I don't know. I do like that they made him grow a beard though. That's a good looking beard on him.
Yeah, I missed the hat. I didn't like seeing his whole head. I was staring at his head a lot.
Well, the hat was there. He was just throwing cards into it for no reason.
I was looking at his makeup line on his neck, like
Ooh,
almost the whole episode.
I didn't notice that. I'm autistic as frick. I should notice that kind of stuff.
Oh, this is going way back, but did the sound get weird when
yes,
Dan's making a sandwich?
Yes, he said I can be as big as the Apple Pen guy, and then it was like there was a weird echo on it. I thought my computer broke for a second, but I think it's supposed to be like he's all alone and his voice is echoing in the house, but they just did a bad job with it.
Bad echo, man. Really bad echo.
Yeah, broken sound echo. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you also think it was weird that Holiday assumes that Arlen and Nicole and her aren't the merry pranksters, even though they're all pulling pranks at that time? Like they catch each other pulling pranks and then go, well, clearly none of us are the merry prankster, but it's like literally you're all pulling pranks. That proves the opposite, Holiday.
I feel like there's some kind of vortex in that conference room that makes everybody dumber. Because everybody acts stupid in that room.
That's a good point. Yeah, Nicole keeps eating mayonnaise-filled donuts. And she goes, I keep falling for it. And you go, well, what? Pay attention. How are you alive? You're the person, you have a job. You have an important job. And you keep eating mayonnaise-filled donuts, even though you know they're mayonnaise-filled.
Those donuts did look really good, though.
Yeah, they did.
Tim Hortons, like 1990 good.
Oh, yeah. Like Robin's Donuts present day good.
Yeah, almost.
Oh, yeah. Robin's Donuts, best donut chain in the country. You don't think so? You have bad taste in donuts because you probably like Tim Hortons and they have the worst food in all of fast food. So, in your eye.
Yeah, stay away. Stay away from Tim Hortons.
You know what? Don't buy your food from Tim Hortons. Instead, buy some of Zach and Johnny's homemade Yizz. It's a mouthful, but it's a mouthful I'm willing to take.
It's Yizz for you.
That's very good. Anything else you want to say about the episode?
I love you.
I love you. We love you. That was good. Malibu Dan. Malibu Dan. Malibu Dan. What?
I love it.